I grew up with the 12th of February being the fair day of Lanesborough, and at that time when the fair day of Lanesborough came around, everybody got the day off from school. So you were there with out with farmers that had brought their cattle into town, and they were all on the street and all of that, and that was always a fabulous memory.
Well, there's one big standout memory that I have when I was in secondary school in the convent, and we had a teacher there called Sister Judith, and one day we were in English class and the power station, you probably don't remember this, but the power station used to let off steam. Every now and again it would let off steam, but this was the first time it happened when Sister Judith had come to Lanesborough, and it was always a big bang and a big noise. And because we were so close to it, well, Sister Judith didn't know what it was, and she got a terrible fright, and she ran out of the classroom crying, and we had to run out after her and tell her, it's okay, it's just the power station, but she thought it was the end of the world.
Once upon a time, a nun came to school. It was a new school year. I was just after meeting my new class. Suddenly, in the middle of an English lesson, there was an outrageous noise. It was the loudest, scariest noise that I ever heard. Sony played cartoon school. I needed to get on of the school children out there quick. I called. Brush the gate, I shouted. I ran down the steps out of the school with the children after me. They ran down the road. I met Miss Katie in the corridor. I told her about that terrible noise. I must say I felt a bit silly. The power station made a loud noise. I wonder what could it be? Was it? An echelon egg teaching Rihigi. Matlam and Kratzo. Finish that! Glue for her! Remove her! Where did I go last? We talked about it and we were lost. Anytime a visitor asks me, what is that terrible noise? I calmly replied, it's just the power station letting off steam.
Action!
Once upon a time, in a far-off land, there were a litter of cute puppies born in a small village. They were brothers named Basil and Herbs. Basil was an adventurous and fun puppy, always curious about everything. Herbs, on the other hand, was the complete opposite. He liked to spend his days sleeping, eating, and walking around the house aimlessly for hours. Basil grew up on a farm surrounded by lots of animals, and it was always very quiet there. But Herbs grew up in a city where it was always very loud and busy all the time. Basil often wondered about his brother and hoped to see him again soon. While he was walking around the farm, he bumped into an old man who claimed to be a wizard. He was short and had a white mustache. He was also wearing a robe with a big pointy hat. The wizard said to Basil,
"In this scroll you will find what you desire. If you want to find your brother, you must look up higher."
The wizard dropped the scroll, and before Basil could say anything, the wizard was gone. Basil was confused. He opened the scroll and it read,
"Ring the bell 3 times. There will be a portal for you to find. Search the old abandoned church and you will see it's made out of birch."
Basil knew what the wizard meant, and now he also knew that he had to go and find his brother.
set off on the big journey to find the church. He was feeling excited and couldn't wait to find his brother. He travelled far and wide over rivers and mountains until he finally found the church that was standing in the middle of a forest. He was so overjoyed, he straight away went and done the instructions the wizard had left for him. After many adventures and challenges, he rang the bell 3 times, and behind him a portal appeared that led him straight to Warsaw, where his brother Herbs lived.
Herbs, nie wiedział, my kredzim go wormie ci redziera.
Witaj, Bazyli, tak dobrze cię widzieć. Tak bardzo za tobą tęskniłem. Jak mnie znalazłeś?
Well, is scéal fada ach bhanan sé le drí, scroll vara agus tarsach dríachta.
Herbs was surprised but at the same time delighted to see his brother again. From that day on, they were inseparable. They spent all their time together, exploring forests, chasing ducks and having lots of fun.
Right, what's that crap? This is a wee film made by kids for kids. You thought it was over? Well, guess what? It actually is.
Try and surround yourselves with positive people. You're very lucky that you're in one of the most positive, progressive and vibrant schools that we have in probably County Longford. And you know, particularly I've been coming here now probably for the last 3.5 years, and I'm overwhelmed every time I come by the changes that are taking place in the school, but most importantly I'm overwhelmed by the confidence of the students. And you know, it's hugely impressive for all of you guys to be able to stand up in front of me and do an interview from like this with me. And I have to say it's probably one of the hardest interviews I have to do, but it's very evident the amount of work that you've put into it and how hard you're working. So you need to, the advice is build on that, and don't be afraid to reach out and aspire to greatness, because you're well fit to do it.